This is Jackie, and I'm here with your all-access interview with the Lion in the Main here at South by Southwest. So many bands, so little time. So describe your sound to new listeners.
Ooh.
Oh, God. The first question nobody can answer.
Killer first question.
We're a rock band. We're a little poppy at times, a little punky at times, alternative-ish, piano-ish, whatever.
So a little bit of everything.
Yeah, I mean, my stock answer is, please go listen to the music and tell us what we are, because we don't know.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, we could compare to like Angels and Airwaves, 30 Seconds of Mars, The Killers, and we don't want to compare ourselves to anybody, but I feel like, especially on our new record, there's a very like wide range of styles, like from singer-songwriter stuff to hard rock to there's a little bit of screaming on there too, and yeah, it's we try to make it something for everybody.
So you really have to listen to it for yourselves. I mean that's fair. That's fair. How has your sound evolved since your 2009 debut?
It's grown a lot. I mean, some of the songs that are on this record were actually in the works before The Way We're Wired, so the Noise War is just kind of a little bit of an extension of the story, but a little bit of the beginning of what we were working on as well. We recorded this one digitally, not analog, so technically I think it sounds a lot better. We took a lot more time actually putting these songs together, so I think it sounds better. We've matured,
You're growing up. You're growing up. So why did you decide to make the jump from analog to digital?
I mean, technically there's a lot of things that we wanted to do that you can do, when working with analog and stuff, but like digitally, like 808s and synths and pads and stuff like that. It just made more sense for us to do it like that. It's a lot speedier of a process as well.
Technology really helps a lot sometimes.
Yeah, Pro Tools is great. Yeah, Pro Tools is a beautiful thing. It's a very, very beautiful thing.
And you guys have a unique way of building sounds kind of together and making everything work. How do you do so? How do you make these sort of really bigger sounds? And how are you able to integrate that?
I think that has to do a lot. I mean, Dimitri is really great at sort of taking very simple layers and layering them on top of each other. I mean, I think, we sort of take cues, at least musically, from bands like Jimmy Eat World or Death Cab for Cutie, who, they have these very big, epic-sounding records, but when you strip them all back, they're just very simple parts that are just on top of each other. And I feel like, the way I sort of interpret the songs is kind of like that. I mean, Dimitri could probably tell you more about that, or John, about the way the music comes together, but that's sort of how I interpreted it.
A little bit?
Yeah, I mean, basically, the other thing that's interesting is that, a lot of times, like, even just the basic inspiration of a song can come from like a synthesizer. I know Dimitri and I too, mess around a lot on synths and keyboards and, getting like an idea like that and then sort of extrapolating it into a band setup that we have, which kind of just, it's starting from a different way and it ends up having like a product that's way bigger than if we were just going to write like a 4-chord rock guitar riff and then kind of go from there. You know what I mean? So especially the difference between the Noise War and the Way We're Wired EP, I think there's a lot more synths, there's a lot more exploration with different sounds and different textures, and that's, kind of comes across, and now it's a big way of the way that we write as a group, and I know Dimitri's been getting super into, all the synths, and the way that technology is now, like, every year they come out with something cooler, like, the whole, like, and like John's saying about the digital thing, the thing that you have when you have a digital recording is you have access to all of these sort of breakthrough synthesizers and breakthrough ways of doing things on the computer and making things easy and using all kinds of different sound and getting inspiration from all different places, which is something that we're a big part of, and I really enjoy that we're a big part of that,
Speaking of technology, how do you guys use social media to sort of spread the word about your bands?
Not at all.
Yeah, we're anti-social media. I don't own a computer. I will never own a computer.
And you're still alive.
Yeah, no, I am.
Holy
yes.
shit.
No, I almost self-destructed last year, but it didn't happen. It was good. I borrowed a friend's computer.
You didn't break the internet.
Yeah, no, I did. I cracked the code. No. Yeah, we did. I used the email.
I didn't know it still worked after Y2K, actually. So.
Oh, my God.
No, social media is a big part of it. It's a necessary part of it.
I think we prefer when it comes to, fan outreach and stuff like that. We're, very much sort of a grassroots, touring band. So, the internet is a wonderful thing for reaching out and, interacting with people, but the best way that we know how and our favorite way is just to get in the van and go play and meet people, and have that face-to-face interaction, because it's very I think I don't like the idea of distancing yourself from your fans, even though it is very easy to interact, but nothing is as genuine as that, someone coming up to you after the show and going, "Oh my God, you guys were great, I want to buy a CD." So
But we do have Instagram and Twitter.
You have to do it.
we
I mean,
do actually have that.
this is the day and age where I feel like more people's heads are down into their phones than they are actually looking up and looking at the world. It's just a fact of life. I mean, you can fight it or you can get on with it. You know what I mean? So a big part of it is making sure that your social stuff is all there. Like, I've been standing right in front of John and been able to text him and get his attention faster than talking. I'm just joking around.
I'm actually going to quit playing music and become a chiropractor because, I'm going to have to straighten out a lot of backs and necks.
But that's the thing. It's a huge part of the music industry right now, socials and just bringing, everybody together, because the fact is that not everybody's going to be able to come see us play. And, it's a major way to get not only the United States, but just a global reach on your music. I mean, it's actually like a really beneficial tool. We would have had to go to Europe and play there, 30 years ago, but now we can just, everyone's on the internet and it's able to be accessible for everyone. So
it is funny to play shows and see more people just taking video and watching the show through their phone rather than just watching the band. You sort of want to just stop the song and go, "Dude, we're over here. We're not in your phone. We're 5 feet in front of you."
Yeah. I dare you to grab someone's phone. Just grab it. Just take it, walk away.
Dude, a lot of big arena acts just sort of jump in people's selfies. It's been pretty fun.
I've ever owned, I've grabbed. No. Just kidding.
He hasn't bought a phone yet.
Yeah.
I got that new 6 Plus for free.
Right.
For free.
Hashtag
Computers,
This is us trying to get an Apple endorsement,
trademark
is what that
Apple
was.
computers, Gibson guitars, Strymon Engineering. Hey guys, we love your stuff. Okay.
So that's another way. But going back to the social media, I think because everyone is so involved in their cell phones, I think having that one-on-one interaction leaves more of an impression, because not every band does that, whether they have the time or the option or the want to. I think that's a great way to be different, which sounds so weird, but it's true.
I mean, a lot of times once you hit a certain level of fame and you have a lot of fans, you end up having somebody running your Twitter page or your Facebook page. I mean, I used to work in music artist management, and I would do it for bands like, the Hives and the Strokes and stuff like that. So, I mean, this is very, I didn't, not to call them out or anything, you gotta, when you have a fan base that big, you kind of have to do that. But, I think for, just for staying true to yourself and true to your fans, you need to be as involved in interacting with them as you can.
We don't have fans, we only have friends.
There you go.
And I don't like doing it. I'm phone inept. It's tough for me. It's tough for me to do it. But no, it's all part of it. And I mean, the other thing is that, you can't, there's people in the music industry that have the mentality that they don't need to play shows anymore, that they can just make a song, record it, put it on YouTube, put it on, Facebook or MySpace or whatever, and, get scooped up and get put in front of 30,000 people that way. But I mean, in my experiences, it's still, there's a big standing power in your live show and whether you can bring it, and you got to really put your money where your mouth is when it comes to that. And
because when they play, they're terrible. Yeah. And it shows.
You got to be ready, and it takes time. I mean, you have to play 100 bad shows before you play one good one, and that's just how it is. And we all believe that, and we've played 100 shows. I promise we have. We've got. I think
we're there.
Yeah, I think this is the 101st show tonight, so we're gonna nail it tonight. Yeah.
Speaking of 101st, describe your very first performance.
Oh, that's gonna
what was that like?
I was super sick. It was weird. Yeah, I was super sick. All of our families flew in from all over the place. We played in Brooklyn at this place that was way too big of a venue for any band to have their first show. It was probably what would you say? Is that a 1,200 cap room? 2,000 cap room maybe, and we filled up the first row, but we played in front of a very enthusiastic first row, and I think our friends just drank a lot and put up with it. We've come a long ways.
So everyone had a good time. That's all that matters. So what's up next for you guys after Austin?
We are finishing out a tour that we're on. We're in the middle of the Better Down South tour with our good friends in Dreamcatcher and a band called Baby Yeah from Louisville, Kentucky. We've been out with them for about a week and a half now. It's been a ton of fun. Obviously we're all here, playing, South by Southwest and, networking and doing all that stuff. But after that, we've still got another, 2 weeks and change of tour. We're going, east from here, through Houston, then back, through Florida and up the East Coast. So we're really looking forward to it because we have a lot of friends and family on, en route back to New York. So
Florida boys over here. Yeah, we're East Coasters. We're East Coasters, so we're definitely looking to get back on the East Coast. We went down. He's a Middle East. Yeah, he is. We went down through the middle to start it off, which is, like a relatively newer market for us. So it's nice to make new fans and play new places. And then obviously we spent a lot of time in Texas. We really like Texas. But the East Coast is, kind of where it's kind of like our bread and butter at this point. We would love to go West Coast and to venture to where we've never been before. We really hope to do that this year. But the rest of the tour should be a lot of fun, a lot of friends, a lot of people that are excited to see us, and a lot of people that we're really excited to see also. So, yeah, it should be really good.
So put down your phones and come make friends with Lion in the Main. This is Jackie. Thanks to All Access and In the Key of Change.